It is Ryan Cameron Uncensored, and we are live on IG at RC Uncensored. Of course, we have Natania Reuben in the studio with us right now. And, of course, 404-741-1075. So you talk about the day, and you tell us what happened once you get to the club. And what club is it again?
Club New York.
Club New York. Okay.
So we get to the club. We're at the entrance of the block. The block usually has lots of cars. This night it did not.
Okay.
We got inside. Like I said, Stacy's a well-known party promoter, so the owners of the club actually came out and got her and was like, who's with you? Took us all in. As we crested the entrance of the club, security is checking us. The irony is, I'm a hairstylist and I had a beauty salon, had a rat tail comb in my purse. Probably like a lipstick, lip gloss, rat tail comb.
Right.
She goes to my purse and takes this rat tail comb and wrestles me up. This is a weapon. You can't take this in.
Okay.
Snatches. And someone on my YouTube channel actually said to me, the irony is, she took your weapon. She took a comb and said it was a weapon and then let Combs in with a weapon.
Okay.
But we get in, and I kind of just hold this corner all night. I don't move. I'm not in a partying mood. I'm the coat girl for the night. I'm holding everybody's bag, everybody's coats. I'm just in the corner. And everything is going like a club goes. My friends go. They keep coming back and checking on me. There's a guy that his mom lives across the street from one of my beauty salons, and this is the guy, Scar, that they eventually got into the argument with. So Scar sees me, and he's like, oh, praise the Lord, what you doing in here?
Right.
They're laughing because I just got saved. Why are you in the club? And I'm just like, here was Stacy. We chuckle for a bit. He said, let me get you a drink. I'm not drinking.
Right.
I take a juice. I let it go. A little while later, there is this whole mass of people that starts ascending. So the staircase is, the dance floor is lower than the main entrance. The main entrance is where the bar is, and there's a smaller little VIP off to the side. But on the dance floor is where the bathrooms and a major VIP is. So they start to ascend the stairs to come towards the bar. And it's a massive crowd. So you know how it is. I can't tell who it is at first, but it's like the celebrity and then the hangers-on and the people want to be
The
adjacent.
entourage.
They walk up. He bumps into Scar, but Scar's back is to the crowd.
Diddy bumps in the Scar.
Diddy bumps into Scar.
Okay.
So Scar instinctively elbows back. When he elbows back, he, when they bumped into him, they spilled his drink. So when he elbows back, he doesn't know who he's elbowing, but he elbows. Of course, his ego turns him around. You know who the F I am. You know how that goes. And he's like, I don't care who you are. That quick, they start shoving. I see them reaching for their hips and reversing back. Him and Shine. Puffy and Shine. They start to reverse back to the door. I'm just thinking they're going to pull a gun to scare people but make their way out of the door.
Right.
They don't. They pull those guns. I turn and tell my friends, oh, my God, they're pulling guns. As soon as I turned back, I saw the muzzle flash. Pow, pow! And as soon as the muzzle flashed, God was like, you're about to get hit. And that thing hit me in my face the bullet hit me like a flaming hot sledgehammer. I was watching them. Shine was closest to the bar, and his hand and him was slightly higher. Puffy was closer to me and slightly lower. The guy who got shot in the shoulder got shot by Shine in the shoulder. Shine fired his gun.
Right.
This whole misnomer about, they ruined Shine's life. He was the fall guy. No. Shine went to jail for shooting Julius Jones. Puffy got away with shooting me. And that is why this case exists, because for 25 years, I screamed from the mountaintops. I said at the trial, my doctor said, when I was taking her in to rush to take the bullet out of her lung, she was screaming, Puffy shot me. He said, I didn't know who Puffy is. He testified in the trial. There's a lot of misnomers going around. Why she wait 25 years? I didn't. I've been saying this for 25 years.
Being wheeled into the hospital, and you're saying to the doctor, it was Puffy. It was Puffy that shot me. You were your own eyewitness. Why do you think so many people believed his story than the person who actually got shot that saw everything?
Well, they really didn't believe it. Everybody in New York at that time knew beyond a shadow of a doubt. It was the talk of New York. Everybody knew he did it. It just so happened that between the time that I got shot and the time that the case came to trial, they spread their money very far and wide. And a whole bunch of people got amnesia, including the chicks that I went out with.
Really?
Oh, baby. Amnesia.
Wait, what were they saying?
First of all, when I got shot, I literally got trampled afterwards. After everybody ran out and I felt myself particulate, I got trampled and I was tapping on the floor. These two young ladies fell on top of me. I was tapping on the floor and I was like calling my friend's name, Kelly, calling everybody's name.
Right.
Y'all okay? And they're like, we're all okay. I said, I'm not okay. They said, you're okay. I said, I got shot. They pushed the girl off of me, and I can remember her grabbing her hair and looking at all the blood in her hair, and everybody was screaming. One of my friends screamed so bad, she flipped over this iron railing and fell onto the dance floor. I never saw them again. They didn't ride to the hospital with me or nothing.
What about now? Have you heard from them? Have they reached out?
I saw one of them probably a few years ago. My family was going on vacation, and I saw her in the city. And Stacy, she was upset with me. And I was like, I couldn't understand why she was upset with me. And I love Stacy. But what she said to me was, I took you to a club and you got shot and I never heard from you again. Now, granted, the district attorney's office had to move me to Atlanta because they got a credible threat from a confidential informant that Puffy put a bag on my head and the guy Scar that he got into it with. Scar is now deceased. I am still alive by the grace of God because God had a purpose for me and he was not going to let me go before I saw this man face recompense.
We got more when we come back. 404-741-1075. We are streaming live at RC Uncensored on IG.
Hollow point bullet. I have, which is called a cop killer on the street. When they make impact, they spread out. And so I have 9 bullet fragments still in my face. And in my head, I had a seizure disorder, a post-traumatic stress disorder. 1 bullet was being aspirated into my lungs. They had to go in and surgically remove that one. I have a bullet now that the biggest piece that's still in my face is sitting on my optic nerve. They couldn't take it out. That's why we're readers now. My vision is leaving me now, and I can feel it. 1 scarred my brain, causing me to have a seizure disorder. I also got trampled and tore my medial meniscus. I've had swelling of the brain, just a whole laundry list of illnesses and injuries as a result of this, and it's been extremely traumatic. I had to literally wean myself off of all of the medication because, as you know, seizure medication alone, you're lethargic. At the time I was working for the Department of Transportation, a neurologist was like, you're having too many seizures. I have to take your license. I was like, do not report me. I'm going to lose my job.
Right.
You know, he had to make a deal with me and say, listen, you promised me you won't drive. I had to just not drive and catch rides. And it was the most dehumanizing, debasing thing from colleagues that lived near me. Come on, girl, I gotta take you every day and leave me when they feel like it. I was desperate. I didn't want people to know who I was. And it just happens that this guy that worked with me, who was like mouth almighty, went to the barbershop to take his son on that weekend to get his hair cut. Source magazine, a picture of me with dancing dollar signs saying all about the Benjamins. He came back to the job and told everybody. He was holding court in the staff lounge. When I walked to the door, he was like, well, if it ain't the celebrity. I'm like, what are you talking about? As soon as he said that, a chill went through my body. I was like, he knows. And I just was like, what are you talking about? And he told everybody in the staff lounge. I just made a U-turn, went to my office, got my cup, got my pictures off my desk.
You knew it was over.
And walked away.
Yeah.
This is what my life has been.
So I'm not sure how the complete legal system works because you said you had a successful suit with Diddy. Civil suit. Are they still able to call you or subpoena you to speak on this trial?
I've talked to the U.S. attorneys. They called me twice.
And you're not going to do it, or
I don't have a problem doing it. Okay. What it is how they structured this RICO case. First and foremost, I want it to be said that I went on News Nation in early 2024 and I laid out why he qualifies to be in a RICO. If you go on my YouTube channel, The Dopest Nerd, the spelled with an A, you will see in my playlist, News Nation, I said I spelled out every count of why he deserves a RICO, and it is my sincere belief that is why he is under a RICO. However, how they structured this RICO, they focused it on the sex trafficking. Now, there is a caveat to the RICO that could tie it all together, especially in light of the fact that the defense keeps saying, oh, well, is it true? You know, if it was true, why didn't you speak up before? These people had a justifiable fear because he got away with shooting me in the face. Publicly. The world knows. And he got away with it. So why would they not fear that he would do that and more? You hear in many of the narratives from each of the victims, they were doing a freak-off. He ran and got 3 guns out of the safe. He put the gun on his lap, kidnapped somebody. Why would you not fear that he would use it? You've seen proof that he did this already.
We got more when we come back. It's Ryan Cameron Uncensored.